Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Friday, March 20th, and this is my morning market breakdown of the US dollar pairs, including gold and a couple of the yen pairs. As always, we start off with the US dollar index because that basically tells us what to do on the other dollar pairs themselves. Like I've been saying these last few days, I think this looks like a wave one, this looks like a wave two. It looks like we have a subdivision of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave three. That means that there's probably a very good chance that this most recent push down is a wave 5. I think there's a good chance that it needs to go up and take out this high because most of the time when you have the end of a pullback, the end of a three-wave move, it will go up and take out the high of wave B, which is why I think eventually we're going to get a wave 5, probably go up and break this structure and maybe hit this 100% Fibonacci extension to complete a 5-wave pattern. Whether this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave 1 on the weekly to monthly time frame or not is the question, but we'll just take it one step at a time. And I think the next step is probably we're eventually going to get a wave 5 to the upside, which should give us a breaker structure. Now, if we think that's going to happen on the dollar index, we should take that information and we should apply it to the dollar pairs themselves. Real quickly, let's take it down to the 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, we definitely do have a pretty decent little breaker structure right here. The problem is that it kind of looks like a 1, 2, 3. It looks like we possibly could get another push down for a wave 5 because this really looks like an A. This looks like a wave B. Looks like we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C. So I think there's a possibility we're going to get one more push down, maybe retest this 78% and then go up and then break structure and then possibly make a move to the upside for the wave 5. We have to be careful with this though because sometimes you'll be waiting for a wave 5 of C and then you'll wait to go long, and then sometimes it'll just go up and then go up and go up and go up. So we have to be careful that we don't miss this trade, expecting it to actually make a wave 5 that potentially never even happens. So let's take this information. We'll go to the euro dollar, back up to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, if the dollar index is a wave 4, then the euro dollar is probably a wave 4 also. So maybe this is the 1, this is the 2, this is the wave 3. We perhaps are in a wave 4 right now. We are sitting at the 78%. Whether it goes up and takes out structure before it goes down, or whether it respects the 78%, I guess is going to be the question over the day. Whether it goes down and makes one more wave 5, and then potentially starts a big pullback for a wave 2. Because I still think this is 5 waves down of 1, and I still think that we're going to go up and make a big giant wave 2 once the market is ready for that. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, our most recent structure is actually still way down here. There's no structure beyond that point. Even if we go down to like the 30-minute time frame, there's no structure. So that's why I'm thinking that perhaps, just like what I was saying about the dollar index, perhaps we're going to get one more push up, retest the 78%, and then this afternoon we'll go down, break structure, and then hopefully that's going to be the continuation of the downtrend. Now, if it just goes up and never gives us a break of structure, then we would never be looking for shorts, and we'd just keep on looking for longs every single chance we get, just in case it does decide to just take off without us. We want to just continue to look for longs on pullbacks. Moving on to the pound dollar, same type of thing. If the dollar is a wave 4, then this is likely a wave 4 also. So 1, 2, wave 3. Maybe we're in a wave 4 already. Most wave 4s do take out structure, so it possibly could do another little push up, grab structure, and then possibly go down for like a wave 5. And just like the other pairs, I think there's a good chance this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1, which means at some point it's probably going to start a big pullback for a wave 2 that would potentially last a while because this is the daily time frame, so it'll be a pullback to this whole move down. So anyways, going down to the 1 hour time frame, just like on the euro dollar, our structure is way down here. Even if we go to like the 30-minute time frame, there's no real structure beyond this point, which means there's probably a very good likelihood that this is a pullback and that it is going to go up one more time. Whether it takes out the highs or whether it just retests this high is the question. I think there's a good chance it might go up and grab this high right here, then maybe this afternoon or maybe Monday, when the market opens, we'll get the end of a pullback and the continuation of the downtrend. But definitely wait for the break of structure. No break of structure means no entry to go short. Moving on to the Aussie dollar, back up to the daily time frame. The Aussie dollar is quite a bit different. It's actually still very rangy, but if this is the end of a wave 5, then it needs to go down and take out this low. And if we expect that the dollar is going to push up at some point, then you would expect this to continue to push down. So it's hard to be too bearish on this one because the trend is up on the weekly and the trend is still up on the daily. So, when the trend is up on these higher time frames, there's always a chance it just keeps going up. So it's hard to be too bearish on this one. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, we do definitely have a breaker structure to the upside on the 1 hour time frame right here, and that formed a structure right here. And the fact that this structure is so far away from price tells me that there's probably a very good likelihood that we will get a Fibonacci retracement bounce, and we probably will get another wave to the upside. If it goes up and makes a double top and then breaks just like I showed on the other pairs, then we'll start looking for shorts. If it doesn't break and it just keeps making higher highs, higher lows, then we'll keep moving our structure up and we'll just keep on looking for longs at the end of every pullback that we see along the way. Moving on to the US dollar CAD, back up to the daily time frame. Dollar CAD did break this structure that we've been talking about. Whether this is an A, this first push up, and this is three waves of B, and they're already in a wave C, is the question on this one. Because we are sitting at the 100% Fibonacci extension of wave A projected out the bottom of wave B. If it really is an ABC, this 100% is definitely the area where you would kind of expect it to possibly turn back down. So we need to keep an eye on this. The problem with that analysis is that there's probably a pretty good chance that the dollar index is going to push up again, and the dollar index pushes up again, the dollar CAD is probably going to push up also. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, we do have a break of structure to the downside on the 1 hour. So I would potentially be looking for shorts. We had a break here, then you possibly could have gone short here, and you possibly could have gone short here. Now, as long as it doesn't go up and break this green line right here, anything I see to the upside, I would possibly be looking at as nothing more than a sorting opportunity. So if it does start to push up, throw your Fibonacci retracement on the last move down, look for three waves up, look for a Fibonacci bounce, and look for more sorting opportunities. Moving on to the US dollar Swiss, back up to the higher time frames. I think there's a good chance the dollar Swiss is eventually going to go up and take out this high on the higher time frames. That doesn't mean that it potentially couldn't go down and make a much bigger pullback before it goes up. It possibly could even do something like this before it goes up. But overall, I am definitely still very bullish. We do not have an engulfing down. We do not have a break of structure down. And we do not have a lower high. So, I mean, it's hard not to be bullish on this pair still. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, this is what I often tell my members to look for. You get the break of structure, you get the pullback, you get the Fibonacci bounce, you get the engulfing down. That was a really nice entry to go short pre-London session today. Whether it just keeps on going down and breaks this lower time frame structure or not is the question. But as of right now, unless it goes up and takes out this high, we are definitely doing nothing but looking for shorts. If this move goes down and makes a new low, like right here, then we'll move our structure down to here, and that will be our new structure level. But either way, as long as it doesn't break structure, I am doing nothing but looking for shorts in a downtrend. Moving on to gold. If you've been following along with my videos, hopefully some of you caught some of these moves to the downside this week because you can look back for a week and a half, and I've been saying look for shorts on gold. So to me, it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C. We are sitting at the 161.8, which is a really good target for the wave 3. So maybe the wave 3 is over, maybe it's not over. There's no real proof that it's over yet. It could stretch out some more. It could even go down and give us a break of structure. Everything is telling us to continue to look for shorts on this time frame. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, our current structure on this one is way up here. If it takes out this high, then yeah, we definitely want to go back to being bullish. Otherwise, we would definitely be looking at this move up right here as possibly just a pullback to this last wave down. So we're using Fibonacci retracement as resistance. If we get a double top, which we are getting a double top right now, then we get a break of structure to the downside, then it possibly would make another good shorting opportunity. If we really are finishing the wave 3 on the higher time frames, then possibly it's just going to turn into a corrective pattern. Maybe end up looking something like this for like a wave 4. Because if it really is a wave 4, then I would expect to see a bigger, more drawn out pullback, something like this, like an ABC of 4, before it potentially ends up going down. So just because it breaks structure to the downside doesn't mean that it has to go down and make a new low, because if this is a wave 4, this break of structure will just tell us the wave A is over, and then it will make a corrective wave B, and then probably back up again for a wave C. Moving on to the yen pairs, a lot of these yen pairs moved a lot last night at the Asian session. This really looked like a possible end of a wave 5, and if it really is the end of a wave 5, then it would potentially make a pullback to this whole move up, anywhere between 38 and 78%. You would expect to see something like this potentially lasting a couple weeks. Or if it really is a wave 5, you would expect this to actually turn into a downtrend like this. So we are definitely bearish on this one, but how hard it reversed to the upside last night in the Asian session makes you kind of wonder if it really is going to just keep on going down or not. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, this is the structure right here, and it is trying to break and hold above structure. If it breaks and holds above structure, then we're going to have to go back to being bullish on pullbacks. Now, once we get that, which it's already breaking, so we can do it now, we can put our Fibonacci retracement on the whole push down from here to here, and we could keep an eye on our Fibonacci levels. I was thinking it was just going to do these bottoms right here. These bottoms potentially were going to become a top. So I'm keeping an eye on this 50%. If it rejects this, goes down back below structure, especially if it breaks this low, I would go short. But on the other hand, if it maintains upward momentum and it starts just making corrective moves to the downside, then you have to realize that this break of structure is telling us that the momentum is back up on the 1 hour time frame. And if you trade the 1 hour time frame and below, this break of structure should tell you to be bullish unless it rejects it instantly and it rejects this 50% and goes back down below structure. Then we could definitely justify looking for shorts again. Moving on to the euro yen, back up to the daily time frame. The yen pairs, like I said, went up strong yesterday in the Asian session, very, very strong. Now, is this going to maintain this lower high, lower high, lower high? Is this just coming up to retest this candle and then it's going to keep on going down? I think there's a good chance of it, but we do need to keep in mind that the weekly is still up and there is a chance that it breaks up to the upside. We did get a break of structure. If you were available in the Asian session last night, this was a beautiful trade. We had a break of structure. We had a 1, 2, 3 way pullback. We had engulfing up right there at about 2 o'clock in the morning London time. That was a beautiful entry to go long, definitely. Now we're sitting at the 78%. Now, if it bounces from the 78%, starts making its way down, especially if it breaks this structure right here, then I would definitely go short. I would definitely look for shorts. If it doesn't do that, it just bounces, makes a higher low, and then just keeps on pushing up, then there's no reason to go short in any big way, right? It's not just a Fibonacci bounce, it's a Fibonacci bounce and a break of structure that's going to turn us back to being bearish. If you do see it, respect this 78%, you could try to go short. But then if it doesn't go down and break structure like this, then you would definitely get out of that trade because it potentially could just do something like this, make a higher low and just keep on pushing up. And moving on to the pound yen. Pound was very strong to the upside, but going back up to the daily time frame, I was wondering if could this be a wave one and this is actually 3 waves of two, and this is going to make a lower high, and eventually go down and make a wave three, a wave four, and a wave five like that. Definitely looks like it could be a ABC of two, especially on like maybe the 8 hour to 4 hour time frame. It looks like a possible ABC pullback. If that's true, then we potentially could already be in the wave C. If you zoom out quite a bit on the 1 hour time frame, you can kind of see that this does have that wave A, B, C shape to it, and we are sitting at the 78%. So if we get the fib bounce and we get the break of structure to the downside, then this is going to be an ABC, right? If this is a wave C, then it will go down, it will break structure, and it will start a brand new downtrend. So if it does that, we definitely want to go short. If it doesn't do that, then technically, ever since this break of structure we had over here in the Asian session last night, you would definitely be bullish. So, it all depends. If you get the fib bounce, you get the break of structure, definitely look for shorts. If you don't do that, and it just continues to make higher highs, higher lows, then you would just go long every single chance you get. So anyways, don't forget to check out my website, FxPipCollector.com. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading to everyone.